95.1.
It's about to be a Christmas to remember. Power 95 with the spirit of December. Gather around with your friends and family. Make memories with music that we fill the air with, bring you cheer with. Spread love through the atmosphere with, whether at home or across the sea. Power 95, yeah, we spreading the glee.
So this holiday we're sending our love with candy canes and mistletoes and turtle doves. With Power 95 on the dial, it's a Christmas to remember.
Power 95, the spirit of the season. The views expressed in the following program aren't necessarily those of Power 95. Ladies' Room comes to you compliments of Renwick and Thompson Limited, agents for Western Union, and Beacon Insurance.
Always be sure you settle for more. Get up to 35% off Beacon's fully comprehensive vehicle insurance and still cover a whole lot more. Enjoy higher discounts and better coverage for any kind of vehicle, car, SUV, or pickup with free loss of use, windscreen cover, and special perils. To sign up, call us at 440-4447 or log on to beacon.co.tt and settle for more today.
2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6.
Education multiplies their chances and places the world of opportunity in their hands. No matter where they are in the world, make sure they are prepared for their journey back to school with Western Union. School fees, books, room and board, whatever the reason. Knowledge, independence, opportunity. Western Union, moving money for better.
Woman don't like soft man. Not my man. Woman don't like soft man. What I like? Love a service man. A man who understand. Some woman love a roughing up. Oh God. Love a cussing up. What I want to jump them up. But don't need them talking about. Cause I name woman. I'm moving on their own pace. Whining their whole waist. I name woman. See this bumper that I'm blessed with. No man can stress this, no. If a man say go right, then I go left. I not listening. If a man say go left, then I go right. I not listening. If a man say no, I go in all night. I not listening. If a man say hush, I speaking for spite. I not listening. Woman don't like soft man. Not my man. Woman don't like soft man. Hello. I'm someone who lives for bacchanal. Anything they jamming on. Every child a different girl. They are no house, no car, no land. Them so there's want to lash you up, want to cuss you up, have no money when the bill cut. Hello, you talking too much. Cause I name woman. I'm moving on my own pace. Whining my whole waist. I name woman. See this bumper that I'm blessed with. No man can stress this, no. If a man say go right, then I go left. I not listening. If a man say go left, then I go.
Please me Patrice sing that song for yes. I never see a song I could relate to so in my life. Eh?
Woman don't like soft man.
Sing this song, girl. A lot of man do vex with Patrice in line. Now them please at all, eh? Homeboy say go left, we're going right. And he say hush, now we're talking so. All your morning. Woman don't like soft man. Morning Christelle, morning Leno, morning Val, morning Tafazwa, morning G-Eds, morning Shauna Dakota, morning Marianne, morning Gerald Noel. Woo. Morning Shanice, good morning Shante. Lisa, bonjour, good morning everybody. Welcome to the room, welcome to another ladies room. Crystal, good morning. Myrtle, good morning. Jackie, good morning. Jackie, like you sleep like a leg. What do you mean by you can't get up yesterday? What happened? You went out? Yesterday was what, Tuesday? Like you sleep out or what? Morning, Rita. Morning, Ari. Morning, Terrence. Morning, Sarana. England in the building. Cold and wet Wilshire, all right? Well, we're going to endeavor to warm you up, all right? Morning, Karine. Jenilyn is in the building. Junice, good morning. Last morning. Jocelyn, morning. Derek Coffee, morning. Sheldon Charles, who else is here? Sherry Lee, morning. Ardon Kujo, morning. Kizzy Thomas. Teresa, good morning. Marisol. Morning, Ramos. Morning, everybody. Kadina, good morning. Ray, morning. Della Fletcher, morning. Della, I hope you tell mommy happy birthday for me, all right? So we ain't sticking this morning. We're going in one time because they are making no sense today. Morning, Brenda. The co-worker John Dilly Patrice as a friend. So we taking it things serious then. Hey, wait. What if you Dilly Patrice waiting for me? Well, I guess you got to stop listening power because I played it every single day. I beating it every day. No, a lot of them wouldn't like that song for real. I already figured that they're not gonna like it, especially the men who are into this whole submissive business. And when they say yeah, and they say go left, you go left without asking a question. And when they say right, you just move right. They ain't gonna like it. I already know that. So Patrice has some disgruntled fans from since this song release, but I love it. Morning, Carla. Morning, Donna in Canada. Good morning, Michelle. Spicy Sweet Pea. Good morning, Chris Edwards. How are thou? Morning, Linda. Morning, Janelle. Everybody. Y'all. Morning, Chantel, my love. How are you? Hope all is well. Yeah, Chantel. It's good to have you in the building. So... I really don't know where to start with this one today because this is like, oh my God. I mean, this person has something on their chest they want to let go. Here, listen, morning.
Aruna, listen to me carefully this morning. Do not lead these children down the wrong road. You have vex money. A lot of them children don't have vex money. They go do wrong thing and say, well, Aruna say to do this and woman don't like no soft man and say the wrong thing and get themselves in some serious trouble, get left with a bill and all kind of nonsense. Tell them the whole story.
I could take
Don't
potty.
give them no peace.
I could take potty and make the listeners. I could take potty. Listen, from the time I see that phone go off, I said, somebody coming back and for the song. I smell it, I read it, I see it.
Woman don't like soft man? Okay. See, right, you going left, they stand up, you jumping, you hush him up, you're talking, okay. When you say he gone and play stand up there, you go find out.
Oh, weak.
All right, go on.
So you vex about the situation?
Hey, not all place horse pass. Sorry, not all place donkey pass. Horse could follow, eh?
We going still.
Warn them children and them. Tell them children the whole story.
We going still.
Oh, I want a strong man. I want a nice man. I want tough man. When a man like go too thumping on the tail. Then you want it strong. I want something hard. Yeah. You want something hard? Take babash.
You know what? Oh boy. Have a wonderful day. And again.
You and yours.
Wonder lights are fun. Thank you very much.
Be safe.
Have a good day. Come back after the scenario. Come back. I need your input on that one. Let me give it and come back. All right. Oh, my friend don't like it. My friend don't like it at all. I need piece of tissue. Oh boy. What are my eyes? Anyway, let me get serious. We have big people business to deal with. So I just knew somebody was going to call. So I need to compose myself. So this person says, my boyfriend and I have been together for 3 years. He works like 8 to 10 hours a day. So he's extremely tired. So I stay home with our 2-year-old cause he don't want to pay for a babysitter, and he wants me to work, but don't really want to pay for daycare either. Not sure is that gonna work, but anyways, I absolutely won't leave our child with him because of how tired he is. Anyhow, since he's the only one working, he's the only one with money and paying for everything. But I feel it's wrong of him what he does to me. Sometimes when he's leaving for work, he'll tell me not to watch the TV all night, or he'll unplug the Wi Fi or even hide the Wi Fi cord or take it with him in his car. I know he's the one who's paying for everything, but I do everything else at home. I clean everything, cook, etc. Sometimes can't even go do certain things till he gives me money to do it. And I hardly go buy the groceries because he won't give me money to go get it. He'll either go himself and buy something for that day, or he'll buy a few things for the week. The other day, when I was going to go to the store, he told me to make sure to bring the receipts for him. And I was like, wow, I don't even ask for money for myself when I need something like new clothes or anything, which I really need right now. Because the last time I did, he told me to go work. Is he wrong for doing this, or am I wrong because he pays for everything? Honey child, my heart bleeds for you. I honestly, when I read that one, seriously, I literally choked up because, and she's not the only one. There are lots of other women in situations like this where the man is the sole breadwinner and they're dependent on him hand and foot. I'm not too sure how old you are, but the there you can't put a value on being able to have your own and get your own. Imagine having to ask a man for money for the smallest thing, like to get some sanitary napkins or to get food. Every single thing you have to ask him. I can't begin to imagine what that feels like. I honestly can't. My heart bleeds for you because no one should be in a situation like that. Imagine in 2022, we have situations like this still. And you're not the only one. Like I said to her, listen, she was like, she feels really bad and she feels, she was saying some other things that she asked me not to put in the thing. But let's just say she's at a very low point right now. And I'm seeing a lot of folks making fun of her. But we have to understand not everybody are created equal. They are strong, assertive, independent women who will get up, get and have their own and what have you. But there are still women that men would prey on who are weak like that, little self-esteem, so they get taken advantage of. That's why they don't like women that like soft man. And I deliberately played it because it ties in nicely with this song. There are men who will seek women like that because they can control them. That is a form of abuse, if you ask me. Abuse isn't only physical, it is mental, it is financial, it is emotional. And to me, those are even worse or just as bad as physical, because when somebody hurts you emotionally and you deal with this mentally, it takes a longer time to deal with compared to somebody slapping you and the pain will go away in a day or two. Imagine having to live like this every day. Like I said, I'm not too sure how old you are, but it's never too late to get up and get. My mother always say, listen, even though you're with somebody who's well off, always have your own. You should always be able to say, you know what? I feel like eating a piece of steak today, yeah? So let me eat a piece of steak. I don't have to depend on homeboy to buy steak. If he ain't buy steak, I don't eat. You should always be able to eat regardless or get your own regardless. Even if he helps you or supports you, it should not be solely dependent on him. This hurts. I mean, it honestly does. And I'm seeing so many people talking about made up stories. I can't stop stressing folks. Because something isn't happening to you does not make it unbelievable. Because you are not going through a situation. Because I see so many people saying, oh, these stories are fake, they are made up. I wish I could let you guys into my inbox to see the amount of messages. Sometimes I have to ignore it. Because there's so many people coming forward now with issues. Now they have an avenue or a platform to speak. They're coming up and, wanting to get people's thoughts. And I say to them, I rather you speak up than you stay silent and you do something to yourself. For the life of me, I can't understand why people would think these are fake. Because it's not happening to you. Okay, question. Aren't they cheating? Don't people cheat? So why when people come with a scenario saying they're being cheated on or they cheat on, it's unbelievable. Don't we have an abuse? What is it so hard to fathom or understand that these are real life situations that people are going through? It's not always fun and games. It happened and it's happening. It may not be happening to you, but when somebody says this is happening to me, it's not meant to be a joke. It takes a lot for somebody to come to you, and most of this time, a lot of them don't even make fake profiles. They come with their real profiles, so I'm able to go on their page and see who they are, and to see who I'm speaking with. So it takes a lot. That means you really need some sort of help to not even go through the process of making a fake profile, but using your real page to come into my inbox and say, listen, this is what I'm going through, and I'd like your audience to give feedback on it. Again, like I said, everyone, we're not created equal. Some of us were from birth taught to stand on our own 2 feet. Our parents showed us that working for what you want is important and not depending or relying on a man to eat. But there are others who grew up in situations where they didn't have that sort of guidance. So then you end up in these situations and you don't know how to like get out of it. But it is real. I'm not sure if I gave you guys, wait, someone was on the line. Let me make sure you're there still. Morning. I'll call me back. I can't remember if I ever gave you guys the story about when I went to the supermarket and this couple was there with a child. I think I did. And they got some stuff. He looked like he was in the construction field based on how he was dressed. I might be wrong, but how he was dressed, you could see like, paint stains on his t-shirt and his boots. So I assumed that he was in the construction field. And he was there with this young lady. He seemed a bit older than her, but she had a baby on her side. And he got her. They got some stuff, and they were at the cash register. And apparently, she must have put something in the basket that he didn't see. Sometimes you're shopping and like little children, the person who has the basket, as soon as they turn around, you'll take something off the shelf and stick it in the basket. So maybe she did that. So he wasn't aware that she put a couple items in the basket that he did not put himself. And I kid you not when I say, when they got to the cash register and that man placed everything for the cashier to ring up, and he saw those 2 items. And it wasn't a case of, let me not say anything, but when we get home, I'll talk to you about it. That man turned around and said to that girl, what you put that and obscenities, eh? What you so and so put that in here for? You want your money to pay for anything? You're working anyway? Listen, it wasn't even me, but I had secondhand embarrassment. I swear to God, I felt like if the flow could open up and swallow me, why did I have to be here to witness this? And she didn't even flinch. It's almost like she's so accustomed hearing that when he told her that, you could see, the shame a little on her face, but she didn't say anything. She just started walking to the front. And that is just a supermarket in town. So if you know one of the popular supermarkets in town, you'll know where I'm talking about. It was at the back cash register. She just started walking, and he's there, still cursing her out, and told the cashier not to charge for the 2 items she placed in the bag. And I'm like, wow. Imagine you doing this to this person in public. I could just imagine the verbal abuse that she has to undergo in private. And a lot of times people say, oh, we come here and we bash men and we do. It's not about bashing. We're dealing with the situation as is. Not every man will do that. But we're speaking on those who do. And I can't understand why some will think it's okay to treat somebody that you claim to love, you sleep with, you swap spit with, you're intimate with, you'll treat somebody like that. Publicly embarrass them. Even if you didn't have the money, enough money to pay for it or whatever the case might be, there's something you could have whispered to the cashier, I'll come back for it. And then when you get outside, say to her, no, I don't have enough money on me or whatever the case. But looked at the young lady with everybody long line and so and so have money to pay for that. You walk in somewhere. So imagine having to deal with situations like that and people think it's a joke. It is a form of control. On one hand, he's saying, okay, telling her she needs to get a job, but are you helping so she can get a job? There is a child involved. Are you going to help drop the child off to daycare? Are you going to help, pay daycare until she gets on her feet in terms of her first paycheck and what have you? Jobs aren't easy to come by, especially if you're not really qualified. So this is nothing to make fun of. It is not, and she may be thinking, well, I have a child, there's nothing I could go. Isn't there? And I asked her, I asked her if there was any family member she could go stay with for a while until she gets on her feet. And just as I predicted, it is a situation where, you know what? Better the devil, better I stay and just stay than go back because the situation at home isn't healthy either. So to her, moving in with the person was like get out of jail free card, because the situation at home isn't much better. It's like 'cause she said, there's a lot of people under the roof, so there's no privacy, and she doesn't have her own bedroom and what have you. So she probably have to take a corner somewhere, those kind of households. So she in her mind she feels sort of trapped. And this is where I really wish we'll get serious about having halfway homes, like some of these homes that we're building, like have a couple set aside for people or women who are in situations like this that they can go to until they find themselves. Yeah, I think that we need to have at least 4 or 5 in those different housing projects that we have, so women can have a safe place to go to and don't feel like they need to stay in situations that are not healthy in any way, shape, or form for them. Because a lot of the time it's not that they don't want to leave, it's like to them, I have nowhere else to go. My family is already burdened, they're already stressed, they can't take on me plus a child, so I might as stay here and deal with whatever the hand I was dealt. It is not funny. It's not. We've just lost our sense of compassion, and it's like everything is meant to be a joke. You think this is a situation that somebody would want to stay in voluntarily, like want to be in, dependent on a man for every single thing? You can't even say, you know what? I go in Jefferson Saturday, so let me go and see if I get an outfit in town. Let me go and get my hair done. Let me go get my nails did. Let me go do something. You can't even do that. You'll have to wait on him to hand you something. And then with it comes a whole lot of words. You're not working and you're not this and you're not that. We need to have a safe haven, a safe space for women who are going through things like this. Abuse. Homes where they can go for a period of time until they either get back on their feet or whatever. Morning.
Hey, good morning, Aruna.
Hi.
Yeah, that one touched me. That one really, really touched me. And this is where the Ministry of Social Development and those kind of NGOs should really, really come in.
Mm-hmm.
But sad to say, we have those ministries in names, and people just collecting a salary. And trust me, the poor and the vulnerable people like this are just continuing to see trouble and keep falling through the cracks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's sad. I mean, and that man, he wasn't a dog. I didn't even call him a man. He don't deserve to be called a man. I mean, when I joke, I joke him, but this one, nah. This is the lowest of the low. Imagine, I mean, you're breaking her mentally, physically, spiritually, and that's why you have so much young women out there and women doing things, and we're blaming them for them. But if we go back and check their lifestyle and their homes, and you can't really blame them.
Mm-hmm. Comes from a lot of broken homes, a lot of homes where it's like a cycle, It's like that's all they know. They don't know better,
Yes,
But
exactly.
I always said, you know what? When you experience it, that should be the motivating factor. When you grow up in a situation and how difficult it was, I wouldn't want the same for myself or for my children. It's something I always said. I never want to have like a lot of children. because I grew up in a home with a lot of us, and sometimes you have to do without, and you see how hard your mother have to work to juggle and to make sure everybody gets a little bit. It's tough. So I always said, I don't want to be in that situation. So
Yeah, but
sometimes,
Aruna, let me
that is
let me give you that feeling. Listen to me. I grew up. My mother have two kids. My mother had polio as a baby,
Mhm,
so she was never able to walk. So she grew up disabled.
mhm,
You understand? But I always say I thank God for my mother because not one day I ever seen my mother beg anybody for anything. My mother she was never able to go to school, so she didn't have an education.
mhm,
But right, my mother to drag and she bam bam and go and cut a super yard, go mix the nutmeg, do whatever she have to do to get the 2 tin of milk and the pong of rice and the provision for we to eat. You know, I got to know my father when I was 11, and my father was well off. But because of my mother's condition, she was good enough to have sex with, but she was not good enough to see that you have a child. So I understand those scenarios. That's where I came from. That's how I grew up.
mhm,
You understand? I grew up in adopted home because my mother couldn't take care of both of us. So they really decided, you know what? I'm going to give it to somebody else. Like a dog, you give, you know what? I have too much dog in me. Let me give this dog to somebody. That is how I grew up. I mean, other people close to me know my story, but other people
mhm.
who's not close to me, they don't know my story.
Got you.
You understand? So I know. I know the feeling of feeling less, of feeling you're not feeling wanted. You're not, and just just make me get emotional because
It's
in
rough.
this day and age, to have people treating people like that, you understand? You have her in a house. You don't want her to work, so you're insecure. You're scared that somebody else would see her and see her work. You're still hiding the entertainment from her when you go to work.
Hiding Wi-Fi card and all.
You're hiding Wi-Fi. I mean, like
Taking it
really,
and
Chad?
go. So tell it I
Like
don't watch
really?
the TV whole night. Boy, what?
I mean, nah, man, that is
Imagine you
ridiculous.
staying in the house and a man and he's telling you go and make grocery and he's telling you to bring back the receipt. What? Anyways,
Nah, shit.
thanks so much. You hear?
All right, my dear.
All right. Lydia says I was in that situation in the 80s with 4 children. It's not as easy as people think. It's not that easy when you have no family to help you to take you in. So you just have to stay and pray God that something happens. Someone's financial weapon. I know it. After he say I'll help you further my education, so saw me with another guy not long after he asked me back for his money. So embarrassing, and worse, he met my mother for the money. I'll never forget it. Boy. Morning.
Aruna morning.
Oh, morning.
I take a long holiday and that was real good. I relaxed, I go to the beach and that was very good off the radio station because I've watched the drama. But when I see that one catch me, I have to call. No, I had to call Aruna. I mean, this gentleman who have a hat.
Apparently not.
No, I don't believe so, man. You ever think called man and think called man in Cuba? Like, no, man. That's too ridiculous, man. She needs some serious attention and some serious help to get out of that situation. You ever think called choices, eh? And a lot of people don't understand when time to make the choice. You had to choose. You understand? And that time I think that she had to choose. You understand? Yeah, don't catch me this morning.
It's really sad. It's really sad.
If you had a situation like that, you're locking up Wi-Fi card.
2022. And don't listen, and she's not the only one, There's a lot of women, grown women going through the same situation, They're just outside smiling, but inside is a different story.
Exactly.
There's a lot of women going through abuse on this rock.
Exactly, because they can't do better than that. You could do better.
There's a lot of women going through abuse on this rock. I'm telling you, the stories I hear every day.
And Aruna is a man, I tell you, as soon as you see the woman start to get up and she start to move, we die with the problem that's coming. Because we want to kill now, but we ain't studying what we're doing. That's the problem. She needs some serious help. She needs to get out of that situation before you get too late. Because at the end of the day, whole life will be wasted away. And imagine she waste 15, 20 years of her
Yes,
life
on
with
this
them that
person.
guidelines are never coming back.
Wow.
Come on. Have a nice
Yeah,
day,
heard it
Aruna.
better. Thanks so much, bro. Have a good one.
Good one. Same
All
to
right.
you.
I can't begin to imagine, being in a situation like that. I swear, I really can't. I can't understand why people think these are
Morning time.
Morning.
Arena, morning to the room. That is why in life there's a difference between a man and a boy. And did I say age bring reasoning? Sometimes you have men who are old enough, as we would see, but they react like little boys. And you have guys which will be young and they will think like big men.
Okay, let me just pause that voice note and just take this call. I'll get back to it. Morning. Oops, caller, you can call me back. Yeah, go ahead.
Even though your woman working or she don't working, well, in this case, the woman not working, and you as a man, you're leaving your woman home, you're going to work in the night, you're taking Wi-Fi box, you're plugging TV. That ain't making no sense. And miss, you don't even have to go through that. We did in 2022. You don't even have to go through that. You understand?
Hold on again. Stick a pin. Morning.
All right, morning, Aruna.
Good morning.
All right. This scenario, I ain't giving nobody right, nobody wrong. I ain't judging nobody, but we had to watch this scenario widely, right? And we had to watch it from the aspect of one being brought up, the way somebody's being brought up, right? Sometimes the gentleman, the way he was brought up, right? Could be a big situation. Sometimes the woman is doing something wrong. Sometimes she's chatting man and we don't know. You understand? And that's why the man doing what he's doing, right? People doesn't just do things just like that, right? For every action, there's a reaction. That's one thing I'm sure about. You understand?
But there are
Some
also
people might not
situations
agree.
where
Some people might not agree with what I'm saying.
But there are situations where it is exactly what it is without a woman having to do something or doing anything. There are situations where abuse is prevalent, but she doesn't have to do a thing. It's just what it is.
Yeah, I understand. But you see, brought up of men, right, is one big factor to how men react with women. That is one big factor. The way men are brought up. If a man is brought up by his mother, is a different. A man don't know how to properly love a woman. You understand? When you see fathers are absent from a home, it's a big aspect. So we have a lot to watch this scenario at before we fully judge some individual. That is my opinion. This one.
All right. Thanks much. We don't always need to find a way to bring it back to make it seem like it's a woman's fault or the person's fault. Sometimes it's just black or white. There's no pink, no purple, no green, no yellow, no nothing. Just black or white. No excuse. It's just what it is sometimes. But my thing is, even if that were to be the case, why go through all of that? Just let the woman go her way then and you go your way. Morning.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
This scenario with the young lady, it touches me because the thing is, I went through similar because I was working, I got pregnant, and I had to stay at home, right? But I had a little money on my bank account. So when I have my son and things, my boyfriend never wanted me to work. He don't want to pay the daycare. He don't want a babysitter. I stayed home and took care of my son. But the thing is with me now, when I needed stuff, I didn't used to ask him because I would go to the teller using my card, right? So it wasn't that bad then. But when you keep taking out and you can't
put back in after a while, they're going to deplete your resources.
Yes, when I resumed to $67 on my card, this is when I saw him for his true color. Because I'm a person, I want to go do my hair, I have things to do, I would ask, and that used to kill me. When I asked, he wouldn't give, or you know how things come, based on if I cook in, it's like ratio. It's like he wants to weigh everything. This supposed to last for a certain amount of time, and if it finished before, I have to do without it until the time comes around. I didn't forget, right? And I went through that. I stayed until my son was 5. And when I couldn't get it anymore, I applied and I got a job. Yes, I had put the qualification and everything. And I got the job. I never told him that I got the job. The morning I had to start his work. I get up early, get my son ready for school, and I start dressing. Is when I pick up my bag because I hide my shoes and my bag, everything. I beg my cousin in England for money to get uniform and everything to start that work. When I dressed the morning, he was in shock. He wanted to know where I'm going. And the whole thing was, well, man that did this for me and whatever. And when I started to work, what I did, I find a one-bedroom apartment for me and my son, and I bounced. Because, to be honest, when I needed pad or anything I have to buy, and I had to ask him. No, I remember once, you know what he told me? Why I can use some diaper when to get pad. I know of the story. So whatever she is going through, she just, and yet the thing is too, we don't have that neighborly love anymore. We don't there for each other anymore. Sometimes she need people to talk to, but who are you going to go to talk to? People like to throw back thing in your face. If you go to somebody, then the John public have to know what you're going through. So this is what we need. We need to be there for each other. She need that kind of a support right now.
Agreed.
She is emotionally damaged, mentally, physically, everything. And, if you have somebody, she could go just reach out to her. Yes, go and get a job, but it's how she's starting. Who could help her out? Who could help her buy her shoes? Who could do something for her? Help her. And, she have that kind of a person on her side. And, she could build a little self-esteem and get up and get. But people need to. I wish I could have known who she is and help her too.
I'll ask her if I can share her details when I'm through.
No, to be honest, she needs the help. Don't just to get up and get a job and just walk. You don't
Something
have
is deeper
to.
than that.
She needs the support. She needs it. And I mean, we need to be there for each other. To be honest, my heart goes out to her. I wish I could extend an olive branch to her. To be honest,
I'll see if I can. I'll ask her for her contact when I'm through, so I can share.
Yeah, and anything I will get back to you, inbox you or so.
Yes, so
and
I
then
can pass it on to
go
you.
from there.
Alrighty, thanks so much. Appreciate you.
All right, I'm
All right, bye. Brad says, one thing I have learned is that many cannot give what they do not have. Let us empower her to leave that violence. The thing is, she probably loves this guy and hopes he can change. She's getting tired of the control, so she's reaching out. The minute she realizes he's losing control and she's no longer submissive, she will be in danger. She needs to work on an exit strategy. It will save her life, literally. I agree. I totally agree. Good morning. Hello?
Is this the radio station?
Yes, it is. Power 95.
I call in for the program.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the program are going on the radio,
Yes, you're live.
What I'm calling to say is people need to understand it's not about man and woman. You understand? It's about men, because I didn't grow up with a father, right? I grew up with my mom overseas, and I grew up with my sisters and them. But yet for all, I turned out a good gentleman. I'm married.
Do me a favor now. Just turn on the volume of whatever you're listening to me on. There's a
Sure, no problem.
All right, got you.
Right. So I just saying that people need to understand some men just bad mind. Because they know they could control people, they choose to do it. And it has no woman who's supposed to be living in that situation. It's unacceptable. You understand? And them men and them are doing that. I wish I could meet them and tell them something to realize that, listen, you might have a daughter, you might have a sister that are going through that same kind of thing. So why would you want your child to go through that if you put, you know what I mean? So a lot of these men and them is not about how they grow up and about the home they grew up in. Everybody know right from wrong. You see it on the television. Back in the 80s, you didn't have social media. We have it now. People know what is right, people know what is wrong. So we will have to stop trying to find an excuse for these men and them who doing stupidness.
So I always say that because the thing is, especially if you grew up that way, shouldn't that be like a deterrent for you? Just be like, okay, I lived it, so I don't want to put my family. You probably saw your dad putting your mother through the same thing, and you saw your mother's tears. You saw how she felt. So why would you want to do that to another person? Why would you think that is normal and okay? You wouldn't be like, all right, I experienced it, so let me be better. Let me do better. Let me break this curse. Let me break this generational curse.
Thank you. Certainly we have no, because I remember I met a gentleman once and we was talking and he said, I didn't grow up with a father. My mother was overseas. I grew up with my sister in Barton. Was such a wonderful gentleman. Because I tell him, I see what life is and what I want for myself. I'm married now and my wife had a daughter when I met her. She had a bad relationship before and whatever. Right now, you would see me and that young girl and you would never know that she's not my daughter. You understand? And I try to tell people and say, it's not what situation you grow up in, is what you put yourself in. At the end of the day, if you have common sense and know 1 and 1 is 2, you could understand what you're doing is wrong. And a lot of them, they know what they're doing is wrong.
It's a
But
form of
because
control.
they enjoy the control, to control people. You understand? And I'm sorry that she has to be going through that, and I really wish she could get the help to get her out, because nobody wants to be living in that kind of situation. He treated her worse than people treat their children, you know.
Yep.
You understand?
And that you did. Even their dog in the yard.
Thank you. So why you want to be going through them kind of? It's ridiculous. I'm lying to tell. I listen to the program now and it's like, Lord, I can't believe in this day and age we have people living in them kind of situation.
Yep.
You know.
Alrighty. Thanks so much.
I really hope we could help her.
Yeah. I'll reach
Alright.
out to her as soon as I'm through, and I'll have a follow up to see if she wants the help. Wow, we got a lot of voice notes and we are almost out of time. Let me see if I can play them quickly.
Yeah, this is a situation. This is not a situation for the usual kiki in the audience. This is a very dire situation. I've known of women who've had to choose between money to feed themselves or money to buy contraceptives to prevent another unwanted pregnancy. And then you see when women come on here with 2, 3, 4, 5 children and they're asking, please, can you help? You have these comments, oh, choose better men to be your children's father, and where are your children's father? Like we're not aware of circumstances that women get themselves into unknowingly. The devil doesn't come with fork and horns and a
Comes in
split
human
tongue
form
and
as well.
show his true face.
Stick a pin on the voice. Let me get. Morning. Hello.
It's time to call back, so I'll call him back.
Yes. Let me hear you.
All right. Let's put this straight. I'm hoping my girl give the entire picture. She didn't leave out any details, and I'm taking it as face value. I'm not saying she horning and he find out. I'm not saying he does beat her and she not saying it. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying exactly what she is saying. He's very controlling, manipulative, and abusive, emotionally abusive. If, in fact, she does have low self-esteem and she thinks she cannot do better, female kids like that, he's the best thing to happen to her. I understand why her mind is telling her there's nothing better out there. I don't know what the situation is exactly, how much, because he could have stupid money and she could be solely dependent. As in, you want to be flown out, you can fly.
Where you be? I ain't got back. You're breaking up, man. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, you dropped off for a bit.
Yeah, you have situations where you have all the snippets of the best pictures on Instagram for when they're in another country or when they are the biggest fete and this kind. This is what is going on behind the scenes. You don't know. And I appreciate that she's being open with us here, but my girl, do better than that. I don't care if it's our child, I don't care if it's 4. Do better than that. You're worth more than that.
Gotcha. Thanks so much. Appreciate you.
And call a fella name. When I see him in public, I'll do something to him. Put man on blast.
Thank you so much. Oh boy. Wow. Listen, the responses this morning are overwhelming, but I am almost out of time.
So too, narcissistic men, manipulative men don't come like that from the get-go. They are very charming, and before you know it, you are bewitched. And bewitchment is a real thing. That's why people say when the relationship is over, like you're seeing the person differently. You are bewitched, right? It's not a situation of, oh, get a job, as if a work or a job is just on the bus stop and she could just go and pick it up and put it on her back and she have a job. Come on, be real.
Educated like that.
The job market right now is terrible. The economy has crashed. And who in a job looking for betterment, much less who is on the street, who is unemployed, right? Somebody in the comments say maybe if all of us contribute $5, she can at least get herself off her feet. In order for her to move forward, there are certain steps that needs to be put in place. She needs to do the registration for the daycare, make sure she have milk and pampers, and especially if she's on her feet, he's going to pull that financial rug from under her. We know this. So she needs to go in there prepared until she's making that monthly. He's going to pull the financial rug from under her. He's going to do it. If you're taking off Wi-Fi, you think he's going to send the child, drop the child to daycare and pick him up? You think he's going to drop her to work? She's going to have to go in there dry as the Sahara Desert until that couple months in. Right? We're quick to type, but some of us must sit down and put ourselves in other people's shoes and come up with solutions, not just for the hype, not just for clout and say, you put a comment. Let's be real and let's be our women's backbone. Right? Being a woman is the hardest thing on this earth, and being a black woman is doubly so.
You're right.
Good day.
Last one. I can't
have to
take
pause for a moment. Honestly, your partner, you're coming last right now. Trust me, that man you had it. Well, no, that not man. That man is cool. Yeah, he come last right now. Sister, I feel your pain. Trust me. I really feel your pain. And I'm calling on your listeners today, Arona, that we need to start helping people in situation. There are some of us who is fortunate, and we need to start helping one another, because the neighborly love that we had for each other, it died, and we need to bring it back. We can't have, depend on government all the time, or family, and then kind of thing right now. So we as individuals and listeners, I think we need to make a change. And please give that young lady my details, if she don't mind, because I would like to reach out to her, because I think she needs some sort of help, to get out of that situation. And most of the time it takes finances and therapy and stuff. But I think we as listeners need to come together and help that young lady, regardless the scenario is the truth or not. It's still a scenario. We going on based on what she say, what we hear, and at the end of the day, we're doing it from the goodness of our heart. So regardless of the situation it might be, if she wrong, she right, we still have to go with what she dealing with. So at the end of the day, I think, yeah, we need to help that lady and transfer her life, because it's not a good thing. And any man or men in that situation treating, you have to say, you have daughters, you have mothers, you understand? And we need to do better than that, guys. Trust me, we need to do better than that. Anyway, I won't take too long. Have a good day.
Have a good one. Thanks so much. Well, the responses have been overwhelming this morning. I thank you guys so much. I'll try to do a follow-up. Like I said, I'll speak with her and see if I can get permission to share her details. Well, I don't really have her details. Spoke to her on Facebook Messenger. So if she's willing to give her number so you guys can reach out to her personally, I'll work on that and of course share with you guys. All right, so thanks everyone for chiming in. Thank you so much to the men. Y'all stepped up today. I appreciate you guys. When I needed to hear from you, you guys really showed up and showed out. Thank you so much. And that you didn't stay silent and just, say, well, whatever the case might be, but you guys actually added your voice and you're willing to help, and calling a brother out on his nonsense. I really appreciate you guys today. So I'll see you all tomorrow. Final one for the week. Thank you so much, Beacon Insurance and Western Union, for powering up our ladies' room for today. And to everyone in the room, thank you so very much. I appreciate it a whole lot. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow, God's will.